All right, we're here. What? Hey, fam. Who do I have? And why do I look like an angel? Such a bright. There we go. Got anybody? This is a song of mine, meaning one that I wrote and recorded a few years back called I Am Free. So just in case you're wondering what this bop is that you're listening to, 'tis me. It's actually a song that I wrote about the woman at the well. It's called I've Been Set Free. It's actually called I Am Free. But you know, hi she. What we got? Hi Louita. Hi cuz. What's up, Angela? Hey girl, hey. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. How many we got? Hi Dad. A whole bop, girl. We got sis Paula, you're here. What up, girl? Trying to give folks a chance to join in. We got, what, 14, 15? I had 15. Somebody was like, I'm done today already. And I already scared away the saints. Hi, Jen. Hey, Shayla. Hi, everybody. Just give you guys a second to come on in. Once we get about 25 folks, if we get 20, 25 folks. What up, Brian? What up, Becca? We'll jump in. Chase, how are you? All my people are here. I love you guys for joining me today. Y'all ready? Because, you know, we got a lot of foolishness to cover today. A lot. 21, what's good? Hi, Walt. Hi, everybody. Oh, you guys make my heart happy. Y'all want a little lip syncing? Hi, Mom. I'm saying lip singing, but I'm not. Yaya's upstairs. Yaya is playing with her blocks in her room with the promise of a treat of her choosing when the show is over. So far that's been working. I've had a lot of recording and stuff to do. Losing signal. Are we still there? Okay. I've had a bunch of recording that I've been doing from the house, like cyber recording via the phone. Basically just setting my phone up somewhere and singing and doing whatever. And so Yaya has had to learn patience and, you know, quiet. But she's doing really good. And I've been really good about giving her what I say I'm going to give her. So I think that helps too. Okay. We got 25 people. Hey, Apostle Frank. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hey, Jay. Welcome to this week's episode of What's Going Down with Lici Brown. I, of course, am your host, Lici Brown. And I'm so glad you're here with me today. Me and my allergies and phlegm. Speaking of phlegm, that was one of the words that were given to me that you guys hate. So I asked you guys last week, I think I started, and into this week, what are some of the words that you guys can't stand? Because I have several. I've been told that I'm a bit quirky. I don't know if I believe it entirely, but enough of you have told me over the years that I'm quirky, so I'm just gonna wear the title proudly. But I've got a few words that I don't like. Snack. I hate the word. Backpack. Hate the word. And there is a reason to it, and I'm going to get to that. I'm going to let you guys know. I mean, like, there is a method to my madness, but there's some words that we just cannot stand to either hear or say, and phlegm was one that you guys sent to me a bunch, and it just so happens that I am rather phlegmtastic, so you're welcome for that. One of my friends said that she pronounces the G in the word just to break it up, and I do that too. Phlegm. It just makes it sound less horrible. But just then when I said it, it felt like it triggered the phlegm, so I might have to work on that. Laughter is good for the soul, and I hope that we are in this moment, like this highly tense and just, I don't know, season that we're in, particularly with what's been going on with Ahmaud Arbery and that whole case, and just emotions being high. I'm hoping that we can cut through some of that angst and laugh a bit. Not dismiss what's going on, because that's not the world that we live in, but to laugh. Let me read to you guys a little bit of research that I did on laughter. Laughter just always makes things better. And I don't know what it is for me. Like, I could be going through the middle of the worst time in my life and stuff will just be funny. I've never really gotten it. And it's even more funny when it's not supposed to be, right? Like, have you ever been at a funeral and gotten tickled? It makes life bearable. Okay, so I did a little bit of research on laughter, and it said, I read a few things, but they all in general say this: a good and hearty laugh relieves physical tension and stress, leaving your muscles relaxed for up to 45 minutes after the good laugh. Which, have you ever just laughed until you cried and then you just felt like your whole body was like, "Ooh, I needed that." It also allows the body to tolerate discomfort and pain, which I think I knew in the back of my mind somewhere, but didn't really. Yes, Dad, it is very okay that you laugh so much. I don't think I really gathered that it's an actual thing. It reduces blood sugar levels and can improve job performance, which I know to be true, especially when you're on a job that is getting on your nerves or whatever. Like, you're able to laugh, you can get through that bad boy. A lot of researchers actually believe that the major function of laughter is to bring people together. Oh, goodness, I keep seeing a sign. Do you guys see a sign that says trying to reconnect? Sorry for that. If so, but I think we're back on laugh. We're back on laugh. Live. Laughter, they believe that the main function of laughter, or a major function of laughter, is to bring people together. So I'm hoping that we get to do some of that today. We are in, gosh, if you scroll through Facebook, it looks like a stinking war zone. I mean, everybody is ticked off for one reason or another. And I feel like by coming together today, hopefully we can do a little bit to fight it. So let's jump in. Topic 1, words you hate and why. I was quite tickled with. I mean, as soon as I released the question, my inbox lit up. And I remembered that about 5 years ago, I made a post about just some words that I could not stand. Snack and backpack, of course, were on them. Valentine's, library were also on my list. You guys, 5 years ago, had 411 comments. So it seems like I'm not alone in my quirkiness, which makes me happy. My friends have given me all kind of grief for the things that I say. And the problem is I'm a bit hypocritical, because as much as certain words peeve me when they're said wrong, there are certain words that I like, there's certain words that I just cannot stop my mouth from jacking up, even though that I know that it's wrong. There's other words that I'm a stickler on that nobody else seems to care about. Words like clothes, like what you're wearing. Most people say clothes as in the door. Makes no sense. It's got a TH in it. A whole 2 letters can't be silent. Clothes. I've got friends that will literally, anytime I say clothes, they'll halfway lick their face, mocking me. Clothes? Yeah, put your clothes on, not your clothes. Okay? You can't put clothes on. You can't do it. Also, I know that I'm a nerd for this, but I do pronounce the elf in 12th, the word 12th. Most people just say 12. I don't. But in the case of words like mountain, fountain, certain, any of those words, they're typically going to come out of my mouth. Mountain, fountain, didn't. Which is terrible. But I can't, you know what the thing is? I feel like saying mountain is just so much work, but I do not like use. Jen said, I'm from New Jersey, and use, like all of yous. Up from Cincinnati, up north, use is a thing too. Now down south, yins is a thing, which took me a lot to wrap my mind around. Now I say it all the time because it's funny. As in, are yins having a good time? That's funny. Okay? So I say it all the time. I don't like imploded consonants, so I don't want to hear mountain or fountain. That just, Or the singer one time, remember Michael Bolton? I would probably say Michael Bolton, which is horrible, but to hear Michael Bolton, it just feels like you almost gagged on the word and then something happened. Like, I just love that music from Michael Bolton. You see what I'm saying? It's not right. Bolton or Bolton. But I know, I'm hypocritical. That's fine. All right, let's jump into some of the words that you guys gave me. Okay, hold on. Lisette says, I don't like it when the R in iron is not pronounced. Do you say it iron or iron? I need to know how you would say that. David, hi David Benyon. A lot of you gave me irregardless. Okay, let's talk about it. It's not a word. Irregardless is not a word. No matter how educated you feel like you sound when you say it, irregardless to how you use it, it is not a word. I mean, at least 15 of you said that and had the same reasoning. It's just not a word. This one was funny. Panties. I know a lot of people now, because of this question, who don't like the word panties. And I actually had one of my really good friends, whose name I shall not put out in case he's embarrassed about it, did not like the word panties. And I always thought it was so funny. However, I think I've kind of taken on some of that. And panties is fine, but I don't like panties. Pannies. Panties? Put your panties on. No, thank you. Okay, another. Irregardless, panties, and this word, moist. Okay? A lot of you hate the word moist. And the thing was, I don't really hate it, but it does do something to me. Used to could is not a word. Iron. How are you saying this? Iron? Sorry, I'm jumping back to how she pronounced iron. Moist. Okay, so it's a perfectly good word, right? Like it's fine. And it was fine for me up until the movie The Nutty Professor. Did any of you guys see? Lexi hates moist too. My baby cousin hates that. Did any of you guys see that movie? What's word with the word moist? Aaron says, y'all like dry cake? No, I want a cake to be just fluffy. I don't have another word to replace it with, so you do have to say moist or just not at all. Just say it's a good cake. If it's not a moist cake, it's not a good cake, so it doesn't need to be like, it doesn't have to be called out, the moisture within the cake. This is the problem. The movie, I'm not going to say what the character said because, got varying ages in this viewing audience. However, Eddie Murphy, while dressed and playing, was it his grandmother? His grandmother was talking about how much she really loved Mike Douglas. My friend Bradley said, y'all can't call it a juicy cake. She just was talking about having a very favorable response to Mike Douglas. And she used the word moist in a way that I had never heard it used. And really, it just messed up my world. Like, I just hurt my heart. And so I don't have a sound issue with the word, but every time I hear the word, I'm like, So, thank you, Eddie Murphy and Mike Douglas, I guess. Okay, this is another one. Church people, be blessed. Telling somebody to be blessed, but you don't put the ED on it. Be blessed. Y'all be blessed. Have a blessed day. There's an ED on it, people. I can't be blessed. Oh. All right. I had not thought of this one. A few of y'all said vomiting, which I do recall hearing people saying, girl, I was so sick. I was over there just vomiting. On vomit. It sounds a little more painful than just regular vomit. Is drowning an actual thing? Because I've heard it a lot, and a couple of you sent it to me. Drowning. I remember a song with Jodeci, is it? Sorry I left you. I left you crying. Baby, won't you just stay? So in the verse, he goes, all of my tears, you know they had me drowned in. Maybe his heartbreak drowned him, but several of you also wanted to know if drowning was an actual thing, and I don't know. Here's another one that you see a lot. Sorry for your lost. I'm sorry for your loss. If you are in a time of mourning and people are doing their best to console you and they say, I'm sorry for your lost. No, I'm sorry that you're lost. Okay? It's loss. L-O-S-S, loss. Not my lost. I agree with you who gave me that one. On tonight, when people say that they're going to do such and so thing on tonight. Right, Bradley, I'm sorry for the lost. Indeed. Okay. Me being a church girl, I got a lot of church humor. On tonight. When I hear this, when anybody says, and it's always on tonight, no one says on today, do they? Have you heard on today? David, have you heard on today? I mainly hear on tonight. And even when folks are in church during a Sunday morning, they might slip up and say, on tonight, like, bless God on tonight. But what is awkward is if, on accident, by accident, that was another one. What's awkward is when, like, you're at the house or you're about to see a movie and somebody wants some popcorn that's with you and they're like, you know what I really want on tonight? Some popcorn. What I want on tonight is to leave you here by yourself. Okay, my friend Travis said this and I am guilty of it. He said it a long time ago, but it stuck with me. The word Realtor, one who sells houses. How do you say that? It's realtor, right? And I'm gonna give it to mainly, no, I'm not. I was gonna say it might be an ethnic thing, a black thing, or a southern thing. I haven't put the common thread, but a lot of people say realtor. How do you say it? Are you guilty? Confess now, lift your hands, confess. Realtor, it's realtor. I'm sorry. And if I have said that in your presence, I apologize sincerely. A lot of hate for this one. Supposedly. Supposedly, there's a lot of you who cannot stand when folks say supposedly instead of supposedly. Supposedly, that is annoying. Expresso was one, like the drink. Espresso, E-S-P-R-E-S-S-O, Expresso. Piggybacking on that one, I know a lot of folks who would say especially instead of especially. There's, of course, always ax, like as in to ask a question, which, you know, you can't really do that. Just take an ax to any particular inquiry you've got. I mean, someone might want to take an axe to you after you ask them something. But, Bradley, etc. Help us, Jesus. None of us can talk. None of us can talk. Why can't we talk? All right, I've been reading this list. I got a couple more. Kroger's, Walmart's, any store that you just toss an S on. Y'all cannot stand that. My sweet daddy who's watching this, Daddy, I love you. He takes the S's off of things. So, Walgreen is where you would go to get your medicine, which it makes me so very happy. Okay, I've heard this one said maybe Pacific instead of specific. Yes, God. I had a pastor that I worked for who he was a very interesting cat. He had narcolepsy. And nobody told me that when I went to work for the church. It was my first church right after college. And no one told me at all. They just let me find out on my own that my dad said, so? You're right. No, they just let me find out on my own that he might fall asleep in the middle of talking. Where I'm going. He also, one time, told us in church that the reason why we weren't getting our prayers answered the way that we needed to is that we weren't being pacific with God. Like the whole ocean. So it's specific. And I'm pretty sure I might have gotten kicked by whomever I was sitting next to, because I do recall being like the ocean? So it ain't Pacific, people. Don't get Pacific with me, okay? Troth instead of the word troth. Have you heard anyone say troth? The word troth makes me, Bradley, we weren't being Atlantic neither. Not Atlantic at all, child, with God. You don't do that. That's disrespectful. Who said, what? Zachary, my mom used to say mature. Mature versus mature. Is there a right way to say that? How do you guys say that word? Temperature. Humble instead of humble. Man of God. Ain't no man of God. Now, I've got friends from the islands, Jamaicans in particular, ain't an H in sight to anything they say, unless the word, of course, doesn't have an H. They will have an headache and not a headache. Okay? It's just part of the thing. You say, do you say mature or mature? Ooh, who says milk? You. Oh, my mom is tripping me up. Worcestershire. Stars. I never say that right. Ever. I just go ahead and act like I'm speaking in tongues when I'm saying it. Worcestershire sauce. I can't say Worcestershire sauce. I've never been able to say it. Ooh. Tammy, I just said that with Realtor versus Realtor. Nah, I mean, that's fine. That's a thing. You gotta say that, Pastor Frank. Me personally, or just personally. Okay, this is the thing. Me and my friend Abby Smith, Yeba, we laugh all the time because it's just so redundant when people are like, me, myself, personally. We got that on the first me. Like, of course it's personally. Me, myself, as in regards to me, how I feel within personally, it's so much. My girl Joyce said, when folks will say at 3 a.m. in the morning or whatever a.m. in the morning, like we got that it was morning with the a.m. part. But anyway, you had to live near Worcester or Worcestershire. Very good. Very, very good. What else are some of yours before I jump on to mine? My friend and I, instead of do not pronounce the R. The L in salmon. Salmon. Solomon was a Bible character. Salmon is a nasty smelling fish. Because y'all know I hate fish. Salmon. The ATM. The ATM machine, right. Automatic teller machine. The M has already given us the machine part. Gosh, I love us. Who? What? What, Renard? I can't even try. I'm not even going to try to articulate that one. Ooh, salmon is a sensitive... A lot of people say salmon. And it's wrong. It's just wrong. I don't believe that God is pleased. Oh gosh. Salmon. Give me some more before I jump on. Hey Larry, hey Tracy. What's another one that I heard the other day? Gosh, of course I'm going. Maybe he did, Zach, mean obituary. Sarah, battery versus battery. Yes, indeed. Zelda girl, I speak horribly. And I still mock everyone else when they do it. So that's the thing. Cutting on or off a light, Amy says. Do you cut the lights on or off? I think that might be, hey Jeremy, I hope you're feeling good. That might be demographic thing, like where you're from. I think I hear a lot in the South to cut the lights out, which has always been very confusing to me. Good question. My friend Larry Cusick wants to know, do you emphasize the ice in ice cream or is it ice cream? Is it ice cream or ice cream? I think I say ice cream. I'm pretty sure I say ice cream. I have heard ice cream and it makes me laugh. My girl, Jennifer, she's lily white, allegedly. She really isn't. I tell her all the time she's not. She's got all these black folk just tucked away in her lineage, and I'm sorry. I had to tell it, Jen. Anyway, when she started hanging with us in Orlando doing the gospel show at Disney, we were, of course, would have cookouts and all this stuff, and we have all this food, this, that, and the other. She got introduced to collard greens, and my girl would call them collard greens, and she would say, I tried collard greens. It would take me apart. Hey, Chuck, what is this? What is this? Vanilla versus vanilla. I have heard vanilla. I'll tell you another one. And yes, Carlos, is it TV, or is it TV? Or is it TV? Turn the TV on. Turn the TV on. Turn the TV on. I think I put the emphasis on the T. Jehovah Jireh. Hannah said she heard someone in prayer the other night say Jehovah Jireh, and she had to excuse herself. Jen, I see you there. Did you hear me just tell on you for saying collard greens? I told. These are great. Yes, more church stuff. To lay prostrate before the Lord means to just basically lay flat on your face. But several in the church also lay prostrate before God, which I guess is fine. I mean, you have to lay your whole self down, but just don't leave your prostate by itself out there before Jesus. I don't know if he wants that. Hey, Charles, strictures. My aunt has said strictures, scripts. Mia, do you remember who said what at a church one time and took me down? Took me apart. Livity. He said ministry and livity. The church was Liberty Baptist, and he said, at Liberty Baptist, we are about the ministry. Honey, I was worn out. Okay, so I'm taking up a lot of time talking about these words. Let me get to the whole point. I do not like, and it looks like we're probably going to go overtime because this has just been fun. I do not like the word snack and backpack. And though they are just annoying words, it has a little bit of a deeper root for me. I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, as you guys know. And as a little girl, and I think it had to have been like kindergarten or something like that, because you were getting, there was snack time and all of that stuff, and they would dismiss kids. I had a teacher who would dismiss the children to go get their book bags or to get a snack or whatever it was by their eye color and their hair color, which sounds innocent enough until this. It would always play out that she would save the brown-haired, brown-eyed, black-haired, black-eyed kids for the very last. So it would go like this. If you've got blonde hair and blue eyes, come and get your snack. And they would go and scurry and get their nasty little butt snacks. If you've got blonde hair and green eyes, you may come and get your snack. And it would proceed and proceed and proceed. So I would wait my turn, and when she would get to brown hair and brown eyes, I would be excited. I'd run up and go get my little stinking graham crackers, and she would put me back in my seat and demand that I waited until she called the black hair and black-eyed kids. Which, if you can see, my eyes are clearly brown, and I got a little help in my hair. My girl Johanna did this, but my hair is brown. It's actually really light brown. And so it was evident that she was bullying the ethnic kids, and it was the same for backpacks. Ugh. If you got green eyes and brunette hair, you can get your backpack. You can suck it, is what I wanted to say, but I was like 8, so I couldn't say that. And what it did was, without really us knowing it because we were kids, it instilled this mindset within us that the kids with the lighter eyes, the lighter skin, the lighter hair, because the two correlated, had more privilege or were more deserving than us. And the kids who were darker skinned with darker hair, you didn't deserve these things. And I want to say this, I want to say that it didn't affect us, but I remember very vividly being shoved by the kids with the light eyes and the light hair sometimes, or them saying horrible things under their breath to the dark-haired, dark-eyed kids, which were typically the black kids, the Indian kids, the Spanish kids, the Asian kids. And so I know that it was having the effect that it was. Unfortunately, that kind of mindset is as old as our country. Unfortunately, it's as old as our country. Our like generations of us on either side of the color line have, without meaning to, either benefit or been punished because of the color of our skin, the color of our eyes, the color of our hair. Our whole society was shaped by men who were living on lands that were stolen. And they said that every man was created equally, all men are created equal, while assigning 3/5 the value of a man to their slaves. So this is as old as time. There's a poison in the veins of our culture, which is why, in my opinion, you can see what we saw last week, a case that was 2 months old that came to light because someone leaked a video of a man being gunned down in the street. And some folks go immediately in their mind to what he did to deserve it. You can't tell me colorism and racism isn't a thing when that pops up. And I'm not even saying that if that was your thought, that you're an evil person or that you are actively racist. What I am saying is that this stuff is in our makeup and we've got to root it out. So I've gotten a lot of letters this past week about from white friends who want to know, is it wrong if they speak up? Is it offensive to black folks or to minorities if they speak up? No, I would say that it is offensive to us when you don't speak up, that it's hurtful to us when we look around and it's just us making the noise about it. If you see something, what happened after 9/11 in the airports? Everybody was worried about terrorist threats. They had this whole campaign. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. This is terrorism. Right here, every day, we live with it. If you see something and it, pisses you off because it's unjust, say something. We were created equally. Our forefathers got it right in their rhetoric. They just didn't mean it. But you know better. So, speak up. Speak up. At this point, the world has gotten so used to the victims yelling and talking about it that it's very easy for them to just just cut the noise off because it's uncomfortable. I've got friends who are white who adopted black children or children from other races, and they now are a part of what my whole family and almost every brown person I know is a part of, this culture where our parents at some point have to sit us down and explain to us that we live by a different set of rules. That not only do we have to do this, that, and the other like everyone else, but that if we do these things, we might not get the fair treatment that we deserve. My mom, I went to college in Cleveland, Tennessee. I loved college, but it was definitely a white college at the time. There were 26 black students when I got there, 13 boys, 13 girls. And honestly, the KKK was founded 30, 40 minutes away. So there was a lot of hatred in the town, just a lot. I mean, there's a big old Confederate monument. Basically, it's not on campus, but it's right in front of campus. It's just in the culture of the South. And my mom had to sit me down before I left because she was raised in Atlanta and in Macon, Georgia during the Civil Rights era. And she knew that I knew, but she had to tell me before I left her house for good that some of us can others can't. And you, because you're black, are a part of that group that can't. I mean, I could see how it pained her when she told me, but now as a mom, the idea that I know that at some point I'm going to have this conversation with my daughter, I could cry right now. I could cry right now. But the only way that this stuff is going to change is if we change it. So if you see something that breaks your heart because it's wrong and it's evil and it's racist, say it. Who cares who you tick off? This stuff has got to be challenged and uprooted, period. There's no place for it. So that's my thing. That was the whole point of this whole conversation. I hope that we laughed. I hope that you chuckled, because all of us were laughing together. I mean, I'm looking at folks from all over the world, honestly, commenting right now from every racial background you could possibly think of. We're laughing. We're having a good time. Because that's who we are. We're the same. We are the human race. It makes no sense that some of us have to live in fear the way that we do. And some of you haven't been forced to see it until now. Now you see it. Call it out. Call it out. I love you guys so very much. There's so much more we could say, and there's more that we will say, because unfortunately this issue isn't going away anytime soon. But because I'm over time, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so very much for joining my show today. I love you guys so very much. If you haven't subscribed on my YouTube channel, please go and do so. I'll post a link so that you can do that. Also, I need anybody that's really good in marketing and visual, all that stuff. I need your help. Would you reach out to me? And I'd like to make some ads for the show and some flyers for the show and stuff like that. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm over here just making memes and trying to be professional, and it's just not working. So if that's you and you're interested, reach out to me. I love you guys so very much. Have a wonderful Wednesday. And that's what's going down with Lici Brown. Bye.